Hi everyone, welcome in. I am Julie Maxon, the Maine Stamper. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm here on Monday. It is 8 o'clock. I'm actually on time tonight, so I'm really proud of myself. Round of applause for me, right? I am normally very late and sometimes up to 10 or 15 minutes late, but it is Monday at 8 o'clock and we're going to do a card class tonight. So I'm really excited to share all kinds of information with you too. And I'm just going to check to make sure I can see what's going on here. Okay, so make sure you say hi as you jump on. I love to know who can see and hear me and who else is hanging out with me in the craft room tonight. So we have a great review coming up of my spring stamp camp. I just did that in Hermon, Maine on Saturday. So I'm going to share with you all of the cards, the swag. We're going to talk about the games we played. It is really awesome, so I'm really excited about that. We're also going to talk about the new Stampin' Rewards program that starts tomorrow. So this is going to be very informative as well as entertaining and of course inspiring. So if you can see and hear me, just let me know in the comments and we'll keep going on with our class tonight. I think I have one viewer so far. I think I might have tricked you guys. Normally I'm late, so you're like, where is she? It's got to be another 10 minutes or so. Hi, Patty. Hi, Patty. Oh, we missed you on Saturday. I hope you guys had a really great Easter together. Patty did her family Easter. Normally she comes to all of my events and she couldn't make this one. So Jess, her daughter Jess is on her way to Paris, which is really exciting. I wasn't going to make them reschedule that just to come to my stamp camp. All right, so Patty, you are in luck because it's just me and you tonight. It's the me and you show. And I'm going to share with you everything that we did on Saturday so you can check it all out. I'm also going to be sharing the Faith Collection card class. So we're going to jump into that here in just a minute. But first, I'm going to transition over to my workspace and we're going to start taking a look at things. And I know people will be jumping on here shortly. So as you're jumping on, please make sure you say hi so that we know that you're here with us. I'm trying to get my tech in order here. Okay, so, I have 2 viewers tonight. Wow, you guys must be super busy this week. All right, it is Holy Week. There is a lot going on. I completely understand. A lot of you will be watching replay, so let me know if you're checking this out on replay. I also want you in the comments to let me know if you need a copy of the new annual catalog. This goes live in May. So hi, Lori. We're going to review all kinds of good stuff today. You're going to see the cards we made on Saturday too. So if you still need one, now I handed these out to my stamping friends at my stamp camp on Saturday. So I handed out quite a few. But if you are one of my customers and you would like a catalog, just please comment catalog in the comments so I can start getting these shipped out to you this week. I will probably put out an email with a link as well, but if you could just let me know that you're looking for one of these, this is going to be really exciting. There's going to be some great things ahead. Okay, hi Janice, welcome in. I'm glad you are here. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit first about the Spring is in the Air Stamp Camp because this was a lot of fun. We did this on Saturday past, April 12th, and I'm just going to kind of go over all of the good things that everybody got to see. Janice, I will get you a catalog. Thanks for letting me know. Spring is in the air. We did 6 cards. So there's some sneak peeks in here with the recipes. Oh, did you see all those cards? There they were. We're going to go over them in person. But everyone gets a recipe book when they come to my stamp camp. Check out this cute little business. This is something that I made for everybody. So it's a cute little bag. There is a Rice Krispie treat in here. They got a little package of the in colors, the little gems or dots. And there was some chocolate in here too. Surprise, there's no chocolate in here right now. But this is the ephemera from the storybook Friends. The storybook Moments. I can't remember the name of the DSP. There's DSP storybook and it has these little cute critters. So we put those on there. We've got some of the Floral Delight paper. This is retired ribbon from the winter catalog. It's got those little white snowballs, but it also looked really cute for spring. So everybody got one of these. There was different critters on everybody's bag. They were super sweet. Something else I like to hand out is my DSP pens. So you may recognize these patterns, you may not. It's hard to say, but this is from the celebration paper that had that went with the mushrooms, and it made really fun pens. So basically, I purchased pens that you can pull apart and add a little bit of DSP, and it's always fun to have a designer series. Who doesn't want a designer series pen, right? Oh my goodness. All right, let's talk about our swag bag. Oh, let's talk about our name tag next. I'm grabbing stuff as we go. So you may have seen me do a post, and I asked you about the beautiful little flowers. Now this is the, oh my gosh, I can't even think of what this is called right now. Year of Flowers, thank you. Year of Flowers, and I did these cute little flowers. This was a magnetic name tag, so everybody got to wear this, and then of course it sticks to your fridge or your magnets or whatever you've got going on at home. It looks like I lost a gem right there. I see the sticky spot. So pretend there's a little bling right there. You know, they get roughed up in and out. But everybody got to wear these in different colors. Purple, of course, was most popular. I made a lot of purple, but the pink was really pretty. The yellow was really pretty. Different flowers. I'm loving this set. I did a card class with this last week if you've missed it. And I'm using this same bundle in my April card maker club. So if you like some of the things that I've been doing with this bundle, make sure you ask me more about card maker club. All right, now, hi Kathy, we're going over everything. We just had at our stamp camp. Check out this fun bag. I don't know if you can see like the whole thing. So it's got these handles. This is the size of it. So this is the bag that everyone's card kits came in. The recipe book, everything fit right in here, which was really nice. I made really beautiful Thankful Garden hydrangea tags with some retired celebration ribbon. And so if I open this up, maybe you can see inside. It's empty, but you can see the size of it, right? So they got these cute little tags on their bags. This is what they look like. So I purchased this is a 4-inch round wood circle that I get on Amazon, and we just cut designer series paper. I use Spotlight on Nature's dies, and then the Thankful Garden, and I did everyone's flowers in purple because who doesn't love purple, right? So this is what those look like, and of course they got hooked onto everybody's bag, so that's something else they got. Let's see, what else? We did a really fun game. We're going to talk about our fun game. Everyone got a little token and I told them they could keep them. These are the little garden tokens. They were in different colors too. So when I called their table up, they brought their token and we played a game called Trash or Treasure. This is one of my very favorite games in the world, and I keep coming up with different versions of Trash or Treasure. This is the little flower. So there's lots of flower pots. If you saw my pictures from Stamp Camp, I posted a whole bunch of them. You may have seen all of these flower pots in their glory. They were so cute. They all had different little tags on them, on these little sticks here. Different color flowers. They all have this cute little gingham ribbon, right? So here's what we did. They basically, each of my stampers got to choose one. They got to take it home. So I told them to take home the one they liked the most with whatever color flowers and whatever tag they wanted. They got to take them home. So depending on what the inside said, these are just really cute too. I mean, everything is reusable, right? So everything they get for prizes and stamp, there's lots of fun things there. Inside, we either had an F for flower or a W for weed. And I think I have all flower tags left. I only have like a few tags left. So if they got a W, they had to pick through my trash bucket because they got weeds instead of flowers, right? So flowers are pretty, weeds are pretty, but there's a little bit of a difference between what's a flower and what's a weed. So this was Trash or Treasure. So the treasure was brand new product, like bling and paper and all kinds of little stuff, maybe some stamp sets. And the trash was trash. And it was a lot of fun to go through the trash. So that was a fun game we played, and everybody, of course, got to keep their little flower pot. Hi, Julie. Welcome in. Okay, I think I've gone through all of the blings and all of the things, all of the fun stuff. And we had other games too. We played musical stamps. We played DSP or cardstock or DSP. We always do lots of different fun games and such. So I'm just going to show you the cards really quickly that we made at camp. This one was with the Round We Go die and stamp set. So actually it would be a bundle then, right? Melon Mambo, bright and fun. We made that rosette right here. You can see the back of it. So we made a rosette. And this is just kind of a fun fold card because it opens just like this. So this was a nice, bright, fun card. I really love this one. Absolutely gorgeous. Here is one that we did with the, I'm going to forget all of the names of everything right now. It's a flower one. Let's see. If I look it up in my recipe book, I can remember what these are. This one was with, hold please. If you guys know the answer, shout it out in the comments. Mixed florals. This was mixed florals. We used the tulips. This is obviously very yellow and blue and really, really pretty. I love this card, by the way. And this one opens up just like this. So it is another fun fold. So it's got just a card base. That's just a quarter sheet of cardstock. And then you've got this right here. So that's another fun card that we created. This one we used the Garden Patch garden patch. You know what I'm saying, right? Something with the garden. My mind is like not here today. It's a Monday of Mondays. But we used we had a debate. Is this a turnip or a radish? Because there was debate on that. Water can in the little jar, the little pots. And I used this pot last week with die cuts to put flowers in, those little year flowers. Just a note, we've got the Forever Plaid paper. We did a little bit of embossing. And of course, at the stamp camps, we always do the insides too. So there's that card. Okay, this one was really fantastically beautiful. A little note of appreciation here on the front. And this one was with Grow With Love. So this die right here, and then all of the herbs from Grow With Love. And then this cute little, it looks like a washi tape die. I love this bundle. This is one of my favorite bundles. Online exclusive if you haven't seen it yet. We use the texture, we use those rectangles. Again, there's something with these guys too, and I just can't think of the words of them. Now, this little pocket right here actually is part of the Grow With Love bundle. So if you love something like this, check it out. We use the Great Woven Textures Designer Series paper. And then inside we have this cute little, we did a little thank you. This would fit a gift card, cash. Again, a little note like this, and this is all part of that Grow With Love bundle. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. You can make these little pockets right here, and then there's little dies for the grommets. I mean, they're super cute, and who doesn't want to open up a card and then open up something else inside of it? This is made quite easily with a 6x6 piece of Designer Series paper. In case you were wondering, I think I have one right here. This was my practice one. I didn't even glue this one together. I just made one just for practice. So you can see here, it's mushroom paper, right? I'm using some of my older paper. The die looks just like this. You get it on a 6x6. It scores as it die cuts. So it comes out just like this, and it's so easy. All you do is fold in both your flaps and glue a little bit here. Fold this flap up, glue a little bit here, and then you're going to put your little grommets on either side of here. And there's a die for those. I would recommend putting them up on dimensionals and keeping your twine inside there. So anyway, that is card number 3. That one is, that one's probably, I don't know. That's my favorite. I have a hard time picking all my favorites. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Hi, Sandy. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome that you're here tonight. Okay, so then we have another card. This one was with the birthday celebrations. A little bit of ephemera here. Check out the gold bling on the tassels. So we gold embossed some of these things here. And we've got that gold ribbon on this one. I love these colors, Pool Party and Pretty in Pink. They're so sweet, aren't they? I mean, this is a really pretty card. And then on the inside, everyone had the ability to choose if they wanted to put numbers in there. If they could, they didn't have to. And then everyone got a little cupcake for the ephemera. So there's the Make-A-Wish card. And then lastly, this is our last card. We used the Delightful Wishes. Now this is one that's in the spring catalog right now that's all in yellow, and I wanted to do it in a different color. So we did it in purples. And we've got a little bit of, we pulled some of the green. This is the Perennial Lavender DSP. So we pulled a little bit of that shaded spruce out of there. We've got the embossing folder. We've got some hexagon dies from the Meant to Be bundle. And then this is actually the To The Point label punch. And we use that, a little bit of that stamp set as well. And then this is the inside of that card. So those are the 6 cards that we created. And I want you to know that some of these cards will look very familiar to you tonight as we get going on our class. So this is really exciting because I cannot wait to share with you our card class, which is kind of a do-over class from some of Saturday's cards. And when I say do-over, I really enjoy taking the design and the ideas and changing it up just enough so that it looks totally different. And I want you to do that at home too. This is how I encourage you to use whatever products you have with the design ideas so that you can just keep creating, right? So, but tonight we're doing the Faith Collection. I don't think you can see that hair, but I can. Looks like a cat hair. It was white. Faith Collection card class. This is the Faith Collection bundle by Stampin' Up, another online exclusive. It's got some crosses in it, 3 of them actually. And you've got your palm, and you've got some lilies, and you've got 4 beautiful sentiments. And I thought with this being Holy Week, it would be a really great time to bring this stamp set out and feature these cards every day on Facebook this week so that we can remember what this week is really about. Now, I understand that not everyone is interested in doing cards that are Christian-based or crosses, but the cards that I just shared with you for my stamp camp are an alternate idea to using this bundle. So there are lots of different ways that you can use the same card kits and create different things. This is the dies that come with the Faith collection. So you've got a nice cross right here, an outline, and then you've got the one that has detail, which is going to have more of a wood grain look to it. And then you've got the outlines for this piece right here, and then the flowers and the palm. So that's it. So it's not a really huge bundle, but it is definitely something that you could use for all kinds of things, whether you're doing sympathy cards, you're doing baptism, you're doing first communion, confirmation, thinking of, I mean, just anytime you want to send some blessings to someone and you want it to be religious, this is a great set for that. So I know that it says 0 things about Easter on here. 0 things. And I know that Easter is coming up and this card kit is not going to get in the mail to you until next week, so it's going to be after Easter. So we use this whole entire bundle in a non-Easter way. Now, of course, if you have sentiments that say Happy Easter, you are welcome to create Happy Easter cards as well. The Faith Collection card class, with your $45 order, you're going to get the 4 card kits. And I don't even know if I have all my card kits. Wait, I can gather them quickly. I have them in bins, so let me see if I can find all of them. So $45, this is what we've always been doing. I haven't changed anything up just yet. There are a lot of changes coming in the Stampin' Up! World. $55 order is going to get you the 4 card kits and a surprise gift, because it's going to be a surprise. I just have all kinds of stuff here that I just need to start giving away. So there's going to be surprise gifts, and anytime you order 55 or more. These are the 4 card kits, so you're getting these card kits. Oh, look at purple. Surprise! Maybe you recognize some of that yellow, and then this is a shorty, but it's in pink. So these are your card kits for this week. They all have ribbon in them. And I want to just make sure that everyone understands there are no more host codes. Those went away today. But the new reward program starts tomorrow, and it is super exciting because this new reward program is all about you. So every time you order over $20 starting tomorrow, and tomorrow, I'm saying tomorrow afternoon, because Stampin' Up's taking everything offline for about 6 hours tomorrow. So if you try to go shopping and you get a uh-oh button, it means they're not done yet getting this whole program up and running. But when you start shopping and you spend $20, every increment, you're going to get 10% in Stampin' Rewards. Now those 10% rewards are going to be on the next order or a future order. So you don't have to use them immediately. You can stack them up, or you can use them next time you order. So example, maybe you spend $100, you get $10 in Stampin' Rewards. So it's going to be a really great program. Stampin' Up! Will give you the access to your rewards for a full year, so you got lots of time to use them. They will always use your oldest rewards first on your orders, so you don't have to worry about which ones are expiring. The other thing that's super, super duper important, please opt in. So if you have an online account with Stampin' Up, you might not have to opt in, but if you place an order and it asks you to opt in to the Stampin' Rewards program, you have to say yes, and you have to give them your email address, because that's how you're going to get your Stampin' Rewards information. So opt in whenever you see that I have to opt in as you're creating an account, or maybe you're using your account for the first time. And just know that you can use those rewards and you can earn those rewards with any demonstrator. And I want to point that out because I see a lot of demonstrators sending out information, and they're all saying, when you sign up with me, meaning they assume that everyone shops with one demonstrator. And I feel like that's not very fair, because the reality is a lot of people shop with a lot of demonstrators. So any demonstrator you're shopping with, you will be able to earn rewards and you will be able to redeem rewards. It doesn't matter which demonstrator it is. So I just wanted to point that out because I felt that that was super important. This offer for this card class is good through Saturday, April 19th. If anyone has questions on that, then you will let me know and I will answer them. Okay, so there's going to be all kinds of good stuff coming in the future here as customers. All right, let's get to our card kits. I can't wait to show you this one right here. We're going to start with this one. I'm going to have to put these back in my little buckets because it's going to make it easier for me. So let me grab my bucket out. And we're going to get going on our first card. Okay, so this card kit right here has all kinds of pink things in it. This is my cross for later. Okay. And you're still getting envelopes. I haven't nixed the envelope program yet. I know as things become more expensive and the rewards change, That's something that some demonstrators are taking off the table, is they're not sending envelopes. But I'm not making any big changes just yet because I'm not ready to do that. Now this card kit may look something like this card kit, which is super exciting. Patty had a quick question. How does it work for demonstrators? Demonstrators also earn Stampin' Rewards, Patty, on every order over $20. So they will give you, Stampin' Up! Will give you the rewards on the retail price, but you will pay the demonstrator discount price, which is really sweet. So it's going to be really great for demonstrators who aren't spending lots of money at a time, and you're going to love it. We'll talk about that more, I think, at our next team meeting as well. So that was a good question. Thank you for asking. All right, so all kinds of stuff. This is all what's in your card kit. Now, we're not using the Round We Go because, as mentioned, we're changing it up to the Faith Collection, okay? So if you don't want to use Faith Collection, I'm just sharing with you different ways you could use this. Now, you're not going to have the rosette necessarily from this unless you have it at home, but I am sending you this bright, fun kit. You're getting lots of die cuts, pieces, and you get one piece for a little bit of stamping, right? So here's all the fun stuff that we've got here. Round We Go dies. Oh, I use a lot of dies in this one. Spotlight in Nature. Round We Go are a few of these. This one right here, these banners are from the Stylish Shapes, and one of my favorites. And then this one is from a new die set, and this is like a background banner. Let me see if I can dig it out of my bucket, because it is really awesome. And it's new, and I haven't used it yet. This is the first time I use it. This one's called Fancy Borders Die. So these are all the different border dies that you get. This one, of course, is leaves, which I love. I haven't tried them all yet. I used this one right here, and I created this is a fancy border. It's exactly as depicted on the case. Fancy border. So all of these things are coming to you. Lots of different dies that I have at home. I'm just die cutting up a storm for you to have for this card kit. Making it easy. Now you're going to get this base. This is the card base. And I will cut it and score it for you. Or maybe I don't score them anymore. No, I do not. I have to think about that. I will give you the directions on scoring, but you're just folding this in half. And you're getting some really fun paper. This is from the Full of Life Designer Series paper. And as I talk, we're going to just start assembling a few things. Now, you're going to see here different patterns, right? This is the circles that I used for the birthday card. And I totally ran out of that paper from my stamp camp. So I'm changing it up. And we're going to go with more of a stained glass look. I'm thinking that this kind of is a stained glass look. Now, these are squares. So the good news is, go ahead and adhere your Designer Series paper to the white. It helps to hide that border that kind of cuts funny when you don't cut an exact line here. And then you get to choose how you want this to go on, because it's a square. So you can rotate it around. Maybe I'm going to put it down there. I might put it on this side. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and choose the side. Now, I just realized a second ago that I haven't showed you the card that we're making yet. So this is kind of fun. We're going to do some bones assembly, and then I'm going to show you the card kit. We're going to need to bring in some ink though. Let me find my ink pad. The only ink we're using for this card is Melon Mambo, so it is kind of an easy one. We're going to use this really handy card template. Now this I cut out of typewriter paper, so it's really worth a lot of money, but this was super valuable at the camp, because when we have a card that we need to fit into our envelope, say this is our envelope, right? Here's our envelope. We want to make sure as we put this together that we don't put this so far at the top that it won't fit in. So we're going to use this super duper template to create our card. And we're going to pull that back in as we get going. I highly recommend that you make one at home. It's not hard. So you guys can do that. All right, let's do a little bit of sponging on things, because we're going to brighten some things up. And I've got Melon Mambo, and hopefully I have a Melon Mambo dauber, anything. Let me look. I might have to raid my case. I don't think I have one out. Here it is. We're going to go with Melon Mambo. Okay. You know, what's really nice is when I have something organized, it makes my life so much easier. And earlier today, my husband popped in to see how I was doing as I was prepping for this class. And I said, I just lost my faith die. Like, didn't lose my faith. Please don't say, okay. I didn't mean to word that like that. I just lost the dies from the faith bundle, okay? I could not find the die. Like, I had them in my hand like 2 seconds ago. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I got so many messes and piles. So he starts looking under stacks of cardstock and designer paper. And he's like, what do they look like? Because, you know, he's trying to be helpful. God bless him. He's so sweet. But I just, oh man, it was rough. So anyway, there are times in this craft room that I cannot find anything. But you see how fast I pulled out those little sponges in that little case? It's in a drawer right next to me. And as long as I put them away back in there, we are good to go. I know where they are. I can use them, and they're not lost in a pile. So I'm just adding some ink all around the outside of some of these pieces, darkening them down, and just going to make them really pop on this card. This is a really bright, fun paper. I actually love it. Now, when I had this paper at the stamp camp, a lot of my stampers were like, oh yeah, I've used this before. And I've had, actually, I think I had a bingo event, and they all got like a quarter of a pack or half a pack of it or something. They all loved it. Oh, we love this paper. This is the best paper. So I was really glad that they still love it. Like, they hadn't gotten sick of it yet. And because it is just really bright and fun. There's so many different designs in it. If you haven't seen it, check it out online, because you can see all the pictures of the different patterns and such. All right, so I'm done sponging. Those are all the things we're going to sponge. So now we're going to just see this little tiny die. This is the tiniest little banner die. We're going to, believe it or not, we're stamping a sentiment on here. You might be like, whoa, wait a minute, what? In this sentiment, oh my gosh, this is like probably my favorite one in the stamp set. I'm going to stamp it down on here. It is photopolymer, so you can see right through it, so it is a little bit easier. And it says, God is love. And I felt like this bright, fun card was just a really awesome way to do this. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our cross. So in this stamp case, we have this cross. This like looks kind of, it's got the wood tone to it, right? But we're going to stamp it in pink, because not all crosses need to be brown, right? Let's make it fun and vibrant. God is love is just the perfect way to do something in a fun, bright color, right? So we are doing the cross in pink, just like that. And I think we're really on to assembly. So let me go ahead and wipe these down real quick and just checking to see if there was any comments, but I didn't see any, so we're gonna keep going. So my cross will forever be pink now, which I think is kind of fun. I'm gonna go with that. When you use different ink colors, your ink will stain your photopolymer, but it's definitely okay. There's not going to be an issue. As long as it's clean, it won't transfer. So we've got this open framed die, and we're going to die cut this, and I think I had one somewhere. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know where it went. So maybe, what did I do with it? You see, I'm back to square one. I can't find something. All right, you know what I do have, though? Oh, I have it right here. It was upside down. I have some spares just in case, right? So this was upside down. It looked just like this one, and I didn't think I had it, but here it is. So when you die cut it, it's going to look like this, and it's beautiful and perfect. So we're going to just set this aside, and we're going to keep going. And here's where we're going to start some more assembly, and then I'm going to show you the card. I haven't showed you the card yet. I know I haven't showed you the card yet. You're dying to see what this is all going to look like, so bear with me. Now, you're going to put this on here, and you're going to decide kind of where you want to put it across here, just like so, right? And it's going to go right across that designer series paper, and a nice little formation. Let's glue together a whole bunch of circles. These are all die cut for you. They come done and ready to go, so it saves you a little bit of time when you have these kits on hand, especially if they sit around, which I totally understand. Like, you get a card kit because you ordered and you want to get a card kit, and then you don't have time to put it together, and then you grab it out later and you're like, ooh, what can I make with this, right? Because there's always things you can do later on down the road. These kits don't go bad. Like, you know, don't leave them in the rain or something, but they're going to sit and wait for you for when you're ready to get creative. And they're going to give you that easy button because you got lots of die cut pieces and all that good stuff. So here is our banners all put together just like this. I think we're on to our final assembly. So I'm going to bring the card kit in, or the card in, because I haven't even shared with you the card yet. So this is the card. I think I just smushed some pink ink on there. So side by side, giving you an idea of how they look. Aren't they cute? So our God is Love card, our cross card here, has a little bit more of a stained glass look here with our designer series paper. If you have the Full of Life pack, you can change this up to whatever paper you want. That is absolutely so true. All right, this is where we're going to bring in our really technical card front size. This is a piece of paper that's cut 4 1/4, 5 1/2. It is a card size. So I'm going to go ahead and line up my base at the bottom, and I know that I can't put my circle higher than the top of this right here. So this is where my circle is going to go. Now, so I don't put any extra glue where it shouldn't be, I'm actually going to glue here. I'm going to glue right onto my card base, knowing that in this section right here, this is where this is going to go. Now, if you're using tape, you can do the same thing, and you're going to just line it up. Make sure it doesn't go over top of the line. You know, you can be as close without going over. Absolutely. And just kind of center it side to side. So when you flip it over, right, there's no glue on the back that is like, oh no, darn, and it will fit in the envelope. That's like also the magical part right here. See, fits in the envelope. That's important. So make sure you have a nice little, a cheater sheet. We'll call that a cheat sheet. Cheat sheet, look at that. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and finish this one up. We're just gonna bring in all kinds of dimensionals because, you know, make it fun, right? Now, if you're mailing these out and you don't want to add all of that height, you don't have to. Just glue them straight down. But we're going to go ahead and put a couple dimensionals on our cross. 2, I found it has been really enough. Like 2 is sufficient. So we're going to go ahead and put this on here, kind of center it on here, just like so. And then these little accent circles, they're just for fun. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on these as well. So let's pop them onto the back of, now the white circle is just a white circle. Make sure you look to see which side is prettier. And then we're going to go ahead and add a couple on here too. And just like that, we're putting this card together, super easy and fun. Now, if you have this kit at home and you want to do something differently, you sure can. You can put anything in this. You could put a flower up there, you know, just get creative with whatever you have. You could do something cute, you know, like a little critter. You could just do your sentiment up there. And we're going to go ahead and I'm looking to see how I put this on here before. Sometimes I have to like look again. This is just little circly accent pieces for fun. This white one here breaks up all of the pink. So you can see here we've got this little trifecta of beautiful things. And then we're going to make a bow with the ribbon that's in your kit. Hopefully, I didn't make them ahead. So let's hope that I can get this bow done. Sometimes I struggle with them, especially not on the spool. My favorite way to make a bow is just right off the spool because then I have more wiggle room, right, to do things. So this one's going to be a little shorter because I'm not going to rework that long end to get it, you know, to get them to match. So we're just going to trim it and it's going to come right on here and it's super cute. Even in its small little stature, it's super cute. I'm going to grab some tear and tape for my bow, my favorite way to attach them, because it really keeps them pretty secured. And it gives you a little bit of playroom there too. So there we go. Look at how cute that card is. So there's card number 1. This is our God is Love card. And you can see I switched up. So I've got the pink on this side and over here I've got the pink on this side. So you can rotate that designer series paper if you want to. And that just is very similar to the card that we did at Stamp Camp with this really cool rosette. Now, if you're really interested in this rosette and using all of these little circly pieces, I mean, there's even more than you're seeing here. This is a really fun set. It's called Round We Go. So there we go. Card number 1 is done. I'm going to check comments and see how we're all doing. Hi, Linda. Good to see you here. We have a really awesome card class tonight. We're using the Faith Collection bundle, so we've got some really beautiful cards. All right, card number 1 is done. We're going to move on to the next one. And let me just clear down my mess here for 1 second and decide which one are we doing next. I think we'll do everyone's favorite color next. Does everyone know what your favorite color is? I love asking you this because everyone's like, ooh, everyone's favorite color. The color that I can't ever make enough of, really. This is our card from our Stamp Camp. And this is our envelope. So you're going to see very similar colors in here. I have used the Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper, which is carrying over another year. So wow, right? We've been playing with this one for a little bit. I'm going to slide my parts and pieces off to the side so you don't see them quite so much. So getting a Highland Heather card base, and you've got some white, and you've got this paper. Now this one you could, in theory, flip the designer paper over and it would work really well. I'm just going to kind of lay this out a little bit. We're not making this card. We're making a totally different card, just so you're aware. So you've got a white piece of cardstock that's going to mat with this green. Now this also happens to be from the same pack, right? So if you wanted to really change it up, you certainly could. Let me see what we've got here. We've got our little hexagons, as mentioned, from the Meant to Be. Oh, look at this fun, gorgeous grape. This is that new corrugated, mini corrugated embossing folder. We're going to sneak a piece of that in there just so we can see a little bit. You've got some of this beautiful silver twine. We've got a piece. This is actually going to be your sentiment. And we're going to pop this up because our sentiment's going to go down here at the bottom. I'm just playing. I don't think I'm going to use this. I think I'm going to make the card a little bit differently, but I wanted to see what it would look like. And I want you to do this at home too when you get these kits in. Now we're going to redo. We're going to change it because I'm going to show you how I want this to look. So we're going to put this one down and in the glue position, right? So it's facing down, and we've got this beautiful purple facing up. I love these purple patterns. Like this is a beautiful, gorgeous pattern for sure. And it's just subtle enough that you could do a lot of different things with it too. So we're going to go ahead and mat all of this right onto our card front, very similarly to how we did the card from the class. Okay, now before we get crazy, let's see what else. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep going here. And this, I know, I love this pattern. I thought about this for a second, but I really want the green on here because I wanted to just have that little pop of green. So we're going to put this on here. Again, very similar to our card class from Saturday, except we did opposites. Oh, I need this to come up a little bit. I have to remember that I want this up a little bit. So on this one, we have the white layers here with purple designer series paper, and then we did the green, the shaded spruce, right? So I'm just sharing. I love to mix it up and change it up, and it's so much fun to do something like this. All right, so we're going to pop this one on here, just like so. Getting the bones of our card kit done, right? This all comes done for you. And then we have these pieces, and we have some other things that we're going to work with. So let's bring in the card so you can see this one. This one is super pretty. This one is a thinking of you card. Now, it could very easily be an Easter card. It's got all of the colors that we need, right? We got the purple, we got a little bit of green, and I know this isn't necessarily an Easter green, but it's part of the designer series paper. And this one just says thinking of you. So what a sweet card, right, to send someone. So you can see here, very similar design. We've actually just changed up the theme. So if you wanted to get this card kit, and instead of doing this, you wanted to just put a flower over here and take your labels and put something else on there, you can definitely do so, right? So we have the bones of our card kit going on right here. I got to bring this over in the right order. And I need to get out things that we're going to use for this one. Oh my goodness, they're all in the bin still. So this stamp set, the Faith Collection, does have 4 sentiments. So we're using 1 on each card. So I wanted to share that with you in case you were wondering what we're doing here. Okay, so we're going to start with some sponging. Now, I am using Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, Shaded Spruce, and Crumb Cake. So these are all the ink colors for this one. We're actually going to, so this is Highland Heather cardstock, but I'm going to sponge this with Gorgeous Grape ink. So it's going to be a little different, right? And I think I have my Gorgeous Grape sponge handy here. My fingers are super, if you're looking at my hands today, they're super inky. Like I have ink all over them because I was putting this together, this class for tonight, after I get home from work, in case all you guys were wondering, like, how close do I cut it? Today I had about 10 minutes to spare before 8 o'clock. And that can be why I'm late sometimes, is because I am so last minute all the time. But I knew I had the bones of my card kits, ideas in mind, because I was just using things that we did at Stamp Camp. I just had to change them up a little bit. So there we go. We've put some darker purple on there, and it just really helps it to brighten that up a little bit. Like just make it pop. So those are going to go together. I'm going to go ahead and, well, let's do our sentiment while we have this out. So this little tiny strip of white cardstock, we've got Thinking of You, and we're going to go ahead and do that in the Gorgeous Grape too. So let me just make sure I got that nicely inked. I left that over to the side a little bit. I need to move this like more toward the middle so I can see better. The sideways stamping is a little bit tricky. All right, Thinking of You. Really cute font, like just really basic font, which is nice. So there's Thinking of You. A really great card that someone is going to love. I know it. Okay, let me move those away. And, oh, I need to move this away too. I have stuff everywhere right now. Hold please while we shift. Okay, so this Thinking of You is just going to come right down here. So I wanted you to know that you need to leave a little bit of room here on the bottom because we're just kind of adding this extra layer of the sentiment right here along. And I love all these, like, it looks like it just, everything is matted, right? Because we've got so many cute layers without it being like crazy. So here's our layers, just like so. Thinking of You, right? Pretty so far. Do you love it? I am loving it. Give me some hearts and love in the comments. I don't see any of the comments moving, so I hope you guys are still hanging out with me. So if you love it, let me know you're loving this class so far. The colors are gorgeous. We're using some fun springy colors for sure. Okay, so we've got that done. We're going to go ahead and pop that on because if I don't pop this on here, I'll probably lose it somewhere and I won't be able to find it again. So we're going to go ahead and put this onto our card base with some dimensionals because I like to give it that little bit of lift. And we're going to go ahead and put this on. I like to keep the straight edge at the top. I mean, you could put it on here at a different angle if you wanted to. You could go this way with it. I never thought of that. I don't know if I'd like it though. Would I like it? I guess I could try it. Let's do that. Let's try this out. I didn't think of this as an option before, but this is our first mix-up. Like, whoa, we're going to do this and we're going to see what happens. Okay, hi, Melissa. I wonder if the cross ties would fit my cross stamps from 10 years ago. Can't remember the name of them at the moment. Yes, they might. I haven't pulled them out to check, but it's always interesting to know that they come up with different ideas, but of course they're similar to things we've done before. But absolutely, these could work with any of those. All right, so we have a couple of pieces left in your card kit. So this one right here, what we're going to do is we're going to actually die cut out. We're going to just use this open die, and you're going to die cut this out, and you're going to take that beautiful white cross that pops out of your paper, and here it is, right? So this is what you're going to do because we need that white cross. It's not going to stay white for very long, but there it is. And then on this piece, we're going to stamp. We don't need the grape open anymore. I'm going to turn this one over and give her a close. We're going to stamp some things here, and we're using shaded spruce because we have shaded spruce here in our designer series paper. So we're going to do 2 of these fancy palm fronds, and we're going to I'm just going to clean these up as I go so I have less to do later. Is that a good idea? I'm trying to think ahead a little bit. All right, then you're going to stamp. Okay, that's it for this green. We're done with shaded spruce. Put that away. Now we're going to do in crumb cake our flowers. You may be wondering, why am I doing this in crumb cake? Now you're going to do, this is like 2 together, so we're going to do that one just once. And then the bigger flower, there's bigger flower here. We're going to do 2 of them. So these are in crumb cake. Now the reason I like to do something in crumb cake is it gives me a little bit of a lighter outline so that it's not like harsh black or brown, you know, a dark color, but it also still gives you the outline. And it's a color you would find in nature with plants. So it's not something that your eye looks at and goes, well, that's a weird color. I mean, it looks weird right now, but when we're all said and done, it doesn't look weird. But we still need that one out, so let's not let that go too far. Now the only coloring, minimal coloring, and I chose to use Fresh Freesia light and dark, right? So I've got the light here, and this is just, I'm going to color right over top of everything in the light. Just really simply color, like simple coloring, quick, easy, my favorite kind, right? I love the blends, but I like to also color quite quickly. So you're just going to color these along. They look like little starfish almost. And we're making them purple because they're going to go with our card. Now this is a different purple than we've used in our card base, cardstock, DSP, right? Because we want just a little bit of something different. And I'm going to bring in the dark now. And where there's all these little like kind of center things, I'm just going to give us some little stars. So I'm just making little stars in the center just to give them that little bit of look. Now there are dies to die cut these. So we have the frond, the palm. We only have one of them, so you have to run that through twice. We have the big one right here. And then we have this one that's going to cut them out. at the same time, and it's also going to, that's upside down, Julie, go this way. It's also going to leave them together. So let me show you what you're going to have here when they all get done. So you've got the 2 palm fronds, and you've got the 2 bigger flowers, and then you've got the 2-pack right here, right? So it's just one piece, but you have 2 little flowers right there. So those are already die cut and ready to go. So we've got that part done. Now we need to shade our cross a little bit. It's so pretty. All right, let me find scratchy paper. And we're going to come back over here, and with the Highland Heather, I'm going to bring in a blending brush, and we're just going to give it a little bit of shade. Now I don't want it to be super dark, so I don't know if you can tell right here or not. It's not, this isn't like purple, 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 right? I want it to be a subtle. So I'm just going to kind of start off and come down and catch the outer edges the most. Like I want the outer edges to be darker, and then just give it a light coating in the middle. So you could do this with any color that you want to. Oops, I got a little heavy there with the purple just for a second. It's okay though. So if you don't do the whole thing, like I'm darker here, but if you don't do the whole thing, it just has a really awesome look to it. You could do this in multiple colors as well. So it's just kind of a different way. So if you're not stamping, you can still die cut a whole bunch of these, make them pretty colors, have them on the standby for a card that you might need in the future. Again, great for sympathy cards. I know a lot of my stamping friends need a sympathy card, or, you know, just a really heartfelt thinking of you kind of a card. All right, so we're going to flip this over, and we're going to put, again, 2 dimensionals is all you're going to need. I put them like kind of center, just like this. It seems to work quite well. And I'm popping this up on this. Now the little hexagons are also popped up. This is, I changed the orientation of the hexagons. So we're checking it. We're going to have to vote, just so you know. Just be aware we're voting. Now, because this is on dimensionals, this is one of my favorite things to do. I can put these on and tuck them under a little bit. So I've got the adhesive on here, and I'm just going to tuck them in and under. So they're going to go under a little bit. And we're going to put one up there, and then we're going to put one here. Now, if you're not using oh, good grief. Good thing I got a sticky thing. If you're not using dimensionals on this piece, you would have to put these down first. You would have to guess where you want them to go and then put these on over top. So that the beauty of the dimensionals is you can tuck. I love tucking. It's so easy. It's so much easier to do that as you go. So we're going to put one of these little flowers. This is the big flower, I should say. We're going to put one of them down here by the thinking of you. Cute. I like it. I pushed it over a little bit more this time. So that's always good, right? It's always kind of, you work it and then you rework it. Next time you make it, you might change it up. So I'm going to go ahead and put one of these here, and I'm just gluing these on now. So I'm taking advantage of the fact that the hexagons already have height, so I don't need to keep adding layers. Of course, you could if you wanted to. I'm going to tuck this one in, like maybe over here. Maybe over here. Okay, so I'm trying to kind of give it a, like kind of around, like a semicircle here. So the flowers are kind of coming down and around. That's the vibe I'm going for here. All right, so you're going to make a ribbon with your bow. Now this just is going to be a tiny ribbon. It's not going to be super big and crazy. So let's see if I can do it. A little bit of ribbon here. This is my favorite. This is the silver and white sheer ribbon. And it's my favorite because it goes with everything, first of all. Right? It goes with everything. And secondly, because it has the sheerness to it, it doesn't block out part of your design. Like you can see through it a little bit. So that's like one of my favorite things about this too. And I personally like purple and silver together. I don't know about you guys. Purple and silver, really good combo. I'm just checking to see which side of my ribbon I want to have, my little bow I want to have facing up. So what are we thinking about the purple card? Are we loving it? I haven't checked comments to see. But I'm hoping that you think this is a beautiful card. Okay, I'm going to just trim that a little bit. Cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? I didn't think I would, but I do. I like this layout better. Okay, you guys need to help me out with this one. Okay, so the original is this one, square top and bottom. And the new one has the points at the top and bottom. So I want you to like think about that for a second while I'm cleaning up here. And I need to know which way you prefer. Like if you were going to make this card at home, what way would you do it? Would you do it with pointies or would you do it with straight lines up and down? Because I gotta know. And then of course this was our original from the stamp camp. So you can kind of see where we went with that. We kind of kept something floral here on the side. And of course there was a different punch going on here. There wasn't a sentiment here because we had it built in. So if you get this kit at home, you can build a sentiment right into that as well if you want to. So Julie likes the new one. Thank you. Oh, you guys are liking the new one. Wow, that's so awesome. The point at the top. You guys are all voting for the fresh and new one. You know what? I wish I had thought of this earlier. I think I might take a picture of this one and put it in my my recipe book instead, because I really like this one as well. I think we all have excellent taste. I think the flow goes better for sure. All right, so that is card number 2. Beautiful in purples. I absolutely love it. I'm glad you guys are loving it too. All right, we're going to clean up here and we're going to look for card number 3. Card number 3 coming right up. Okay, this one is going to be similar to, I hope I'm not spoiling it for you. I hope I'm not spoiling it for you, but it's going to be similar to this one, but we're using our Faith collection instead. All right, so let me get all the parts and pieces for your kit here. This one will have an embossed piece. Now, I changed up, I like to change things up. Of course, you know this if you follow me for a bit. This is a vanilla card base. This is a white card base. Oh, look. This was, oh, it's got a little flower pot there. How cute is that? And a watering can. This is the card that rotated at my stamp camp. And fortunately, nothing got really dipped in ink, but somebody did something and probably set the card down and transferred the ink, which isn't horrible. It's just interesting. So vanilla white. So I changed it up, even though we still have the same crumb cake with the embossed folder. This is the exposed brick embossing folder, one of my favorites. We're going to bring this in with our crumb cake ink pad, and we're going to do some blender brushing on it. Okay, now when you do this at home, first of all, decide which way you want your bricks to go, okay, because that's kind of important. Like, you can choose. It doesn't really matter. Up or down, that's one way or the other. Just you get to pick, right? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to add in some ink here quickly. This doesn't have to be an all-day process. We're just going to throw some ink on here. And I'm really not going to focus on the side that's going to have the DSP. So that's as far as we need to go with that. Ooh, that was quick, right? Hey, while we have this open, let me see what else we got in our card kit. We have arch dies, and I wanted to also point out these arch dies that I've used are smaller than this set right here, so you can see this. So the best thing about, well, I should say one of the best things about the dies that are nested is that when you go from card to card and your element size changes, your focal point changes in size, you can change your arches too. So because these are smaller crosses, and it would look funny on a huge piece, right? So I condensed down the size of my arches, if this makes sense, so that it looks normal to what I'm featuring on the card front. So I want you to know that you can still create, like if you love this card and you want to make it at home, absolutely, you might have to squish things on here a little bit differently, but these garden things would still fit on here. It's just that it's not as big as the original. Now you get the recipes for the cards, so you can make some modifications as well if you need to. So I just wanted to point that out. Now the paper I'm using for this one is completely different as well. This is the Forever Plaid, and this is the Everyday Skies. Now the Everyday Skies paper, as mentioned, right, Everyday Skies, a really great one for these kinds of cross cards as well, because it just has that really peaceful, beautiful sky. Now if you didn't want to use that and you wanted to use this color, this is kind of the peach pie color. These colors all go really nicely together too, so you have some options. I just don't want you to glue anything down yet to the card base because we're actually going to glue down this first. Let me get some adhesive on here, and we're going to push this all the way to the outer right edge. So all all 3 corners, there's really not 4 corners, touching the edges, right? 3 on the edge. So you can see here, just like that, we've got our sky piece on there. Now before we put it on our card base, we're going to do some wrapping. I didn't show you the card yet. So you're like, what are we doing? Okay, we're going to wrap. You're getting a bigger piece of ribbon, but you're going to trim it. So the first thing you're going to do is cut it just enough so that you can tuck it. Now the rest of this is going to be a bow, so just don't be crazy tucking it, because you might regret that you used all your ribbon and you can't make a bow. When I tape down the ribbon, this is one of the very few times I'll use a tape runner. So we're just going to put the tape runner on here. We are going to wrap and tuck here, and just straight across wherever you like. We're going to come back through onto the back side and add a little bit more tape. And somewhere I have my cap for that. And then we're going to tuck this right in the back so that no one will see those frayed ends, nothing like that. So now we can put it on the card base. That's the important part. And sometimes everyone gets so excited and ready to glue, and then I'm like, oh, you glued that down already. Okay, that was supposed to have a wrap. But there you go. Okay, so this is going on here just like so. Beautiful already, right? Okay, let's let's doctor up some of our other things here. I'm actually going to darken this down with an ink. Where's my inks? I don't have the inks out. I got so busy going on. I didn't share with you all of the things yet. So this card that we're making right now is Peach Pie, Copper Clay, and Crushed Curry. So you can see the tones here. These are the tones we're adding to our card. We've got Copper Clay. I think I have a sponge dauber out. Yes, I do. All right, so we're just going to darken this down really quickly. Now this is a retiring. There may not be much left for the supplies, which reminds me there is the sale is going on, right? Everything that's going away. Oh my gosh, my words are just not working tonight. But there is a last chance sale. That's what it is. It's a last chance because these products are going away. You got to get them now. And the ink colors, some of the ink colors are on that list. So make sure you're checking out Last Chance. Tomorrow afternoon when you can get back online from Stampin' Up's being down for most of the day, because they're going to be setting up that new reward program for you, and that's really important. So you want to make sure that you are getting your rewards just what you need. All right, I'm looking to see what color do I want. I want Peach Pie. We're going to doctor up this little vanilla arch. We're going to start with Peach Pie. Oh, that sounds good right now, doesn't it? Peach Pie. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to just start in the middle, and I'm going to kind of radiate the color outward. So I want the middle to be darker, and that way it just kind of looks like the sun here in the middle, and then just kind of gentle color going outward. That looks about right. So that was Peach Pie. Okay, is that closing? I feel like it didn't close properly, but it looks like it did. All right, let me move that apart. Drop this one, and then we're going to pick it back up. This is Crushed Curry. Okay, so for Crushed Curry, we're going to, maybe I should show you the card. I've been making you guys wait for forever to see all these. I'm just checking to see. Okay, comments. Okay, this is our card. This is our next card that we're working on. So you kind of see what we've got started already and where we're going with it. So we've sponged this down with the Peach Pie, and we're going to use this like radiating lines here. But it'd probably be helpful if I had my cross first. So let's just switch gears for just 2 seconds, and let's talk about these papers that are in your kit. So you're going to be die cutting anything that has to do with the Faith Collection bundle. So for this piece of copper clay, you're going to die cut this very intricate, I'm going to say intricate because it comes out and there's all kinds of little pieces to it. And then for this one, we're actually going to stamp the cross image, and I stamped it in crumb cake. So let's do that real quick. This is going to go in here, and then you're going to die cut that as well. Look, I have a dimensional. We should play like a game throughout the class. Like, where is a dimensional backing randomly located that shouldn't be there? It's right here on this block. Okay, if you guys spotted that, you're awesome. All right, so there we go. We've got that stamped. Now, what we would be doing is die cutting both of these, and after we die cut them, we're going to get our detailed one, which you might have to kind of poke out little pieces to because it is open. And if you die cut crookedly, this is what you're going to get too. But it's okay because I'm going to doctor this up. No one's going to know that I really stamped that, die cut it badly. So these are going to go together on our card. Let me move these aside, and I will share with you how this is all going to go down. So first of all, I have a magic solution. Besides adhesive sheets, which are my favorite way to glue super great things that are difficult. Like this is really difficult to get a lot of adhesive on. Okay, that's the back side. Okay, so if you don't have the adhesive sheets and you're like, whoa, how am I going to glue that on top of this? This is what you're going to do. You're going to, silicone mat, first of all, you should have one. If you don't have one, add that to cart tomorrow. Okay, Tombow glue, a little bit of a sponge wedge. Mine happens to have lots of dog and cat hair on it, so if you're lucky, yours will too. But yeah, you can peel those off if you need to. So you're just going to go ahead and get that, and then you're going to have the back of your die cut down, and you're just going to dab the glue on. Now, if you don't move this, it won't go crazy everywhere. So now you have the sticky stuff on there, and you can put it onto your piece just like this. Now when this dries, I just peel it up. This just peels right off of here. I keep this just handy until I can't possibly use it again. So I just have it somewhere where I can continue to use it. So there you go. That's a way to cheat if you don't have adhesive sheets, because, you know, adhesive sheets, they're more expensive to use. I mean, I love them, absolutely love them, but a lot of times I don't take the time to dig them out and use them. So this is my cheat for adhesive sheets. Wow, that was like Dr. Seuss rhyming stuff. All right, I'm going to bring in copper clay again, and we're going to darken down. So my stamping was off. You can see a little bit of the vanilla in through there, and the crumb, and probably a cat hair or something. But we're going to just go ahead and we're going to come along the edges of this. Now just the edges, because I want this to have like a three-tone color look. So we're going to have the crumb cake in the back. We're going to have the copper clay in kind of the middle, right? And then the outside edges are going to be darker copper clay. So it's just giving us a little bit of, and this is why my fingers are so inky, because you have to hold these little things kind of close and ink them up and all that good stuff. So here it is, our cross, and there's lots of brown colors in there, just how I wanted it to look. While we have the copper clay out, let's bring in the scrap of vanilla that's in your kit, and we're going to do this. This is a really great sentiment too. Like, this is one I feel like is just really awesome. I think a lot of people will be using this. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. And that is a really great sentiment for so many kinds of cards, right? Somebody's going through a difficult time. We all know people that are going through difficult times, right? Maybe somebody that's afraid of something new that's coming forward. I mean, like we always talk about that, right? Let your faith be bigger than your fears. This is a great sentiment, one that I don't see in every stamp set. Now, you can tell here that I die cut. No, I didn't die cut it. I fussy cut this. You could leave it straight like this if you wanted to trim it up a little bit, but definitely attempt a fussy cut. You're just going to kind of go around and curve a little bit, right? And go around those corners. Just rotate your paper. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I want you, as you're fussy cutting, if this is not your thing, I want you to let your faith be bigger than your fears, because you can do this. I have faith in you. And there we go. Just like that, it is done. And you can go back in and adjust it if you need to. Like, oh, it's you know, it's sharp here. It should be rounder. Goodness, these paper snips are fantastic for the tiniest little details. But there we go. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. Let's put this one together so we can hop on into our last card for the night here shortly. Oh, remember when I said stop, wait, we have to wait a minute? I needed the cross. I needed the cross to come over here to be kind of a fit piece, so I know where to put these little radiating lines. So this is crushed curry ink. This is the little stamp, the ink. And I just, as I use this, this was the last one that I used. I just wanted to point out, this is an empty case. I am using everything on this in this entire stamp set. Excuse me. I don't do that often, and when I do, I feel so proud and accomplished. Like I've used every stamp from this stamp set. All right, so we're going to just kind of keep this here and get an idea of where we might want this to be, and then we're going to stamp it, and then we're going to pop this back down and kind of like eyeball it, maybe right about there. This, oh, that's definitely not even. I was just gonna say, doesn't have to be even, and it sure is not. Let me tell you that right now. All right, we're gonna come down here. We're just doing some approximates, and I'm just gonna come down here and go right about there. So you're gonna get 4 of them. Hopefully yours will be a little bit straighter than that go around. You just want to be able to have those lines coming up from each corner, and it's beautiful just like it is. Now keep in mind, one of these gets covered up. So my first attempt went a little bit better. So you never know, right, how the stamping will go. And that's what makes these handmade cards like so one of a kind. I can't stamp something twice exactly the same. It's always going to be a little bit different. So I never feel bad if I duplicate a card and send it to multiple people, because in reality, it's not exactly the same. They're all getting individually made cards, right? So we're going to pop this on with dimensionals. And I'm going to do something, it's going to look a little funny when I do this, but I'm going to kind of go like this. 3 here and 3 here, because my ribbon, I'm picturing my ribbon coming across here, and I really don't want a dimensional on top of my ribbon. It adds like a bump. So I'm keeping this kind of away from where I assume my ribbon will come through. And that just gives it dimension as needed and support as needed, but you know, not every little space. All right, we're going to come right about here on this. All right, so we're on that side. We are going to go ahead and pop up our cross just like we did on the first 2 cards. We are doing that again too. And we're going to pop this over here and into our slightly out of place little radiating lines, which are super cute, right? All right, so now this is something that I want you to think about. When you put this on right here, you're also going to be fighting this ribbon bow that needs to go over here. Now, if you tie an old-fashioned kind of bow, it's going to have a knot and it's going to be extra bumpy, right? So this comes across here really nicely. So what I want you to do is a fake bow, right? So I want you to kind of like almost pretend you're making one of those swooshes, right? So you're going to kind of hold your ribbon like this, keep a few inches this way, and then come down and then come up. Now, as you do that, and as you kind of shift this over to make loops, so you can see here I just made loops at the top. I might need to shift it a little bit more. You can shift it, right? So I've got 2 loops right here. I'm holding the middle where it meets, and I've got 2 tails right here. So it looks like, if I hold this like this, it looks like a bow, but it's not. It's totally flat. It is a flat bow. Now we're going to just bring our snips in and say, please hold, and we're going to bring in some tape next. So this way we don't have that bumpy knot. And it'll just be really nice here. Now you can adjust this a little bit if you're like, whoa, that got way out of control. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come across here, right across our cardstock and right across our ribbon. So just like this. So the tape is coming across, holding our bow, right? So now it's secured. And we're gonna go ahead and lift this off. And I don't think do I need like any? I need my take your pick tool. Super duper tool. Okay, now if you want to, you can kind of back this tape up a little bit so it's not out as far, because it really doesn't need to be too far out or it might stick out. So I'm just going to push it this way toward where my ribbon is, right? So that's on there. It looks beautiful. We're good to go. Now the next trick, I love to share all my tricks with you. To get this on here, you're like, whoa, how am I getting that on there now? What we're going to do is we're going to put dimensional here and a dimensional here. So this already has dimensional, so this height of the cross is the same as these going across. We're not worried about the ribbon, so let's go ahead and pop this off. And now we're going to line this up so that it comes across. So this piece right here is going to come across on top of the dimensionals. It's all you need. Figure out where you want it to go, how far over, and just like that. Just like that. Now, if you can, now on my first card I didn't have to, but if you can, you could sneak another dimensional in underneath here on this end. I'm thinking I could probably, I'm going to lift this up a little bit, throw a dimensional in, and I'm going to support this end because this one went over a little bit farther, I think. But there it is, just like that. And you can add a little glue here if you need to like glue that to the cross because you're like, well, it could be down there a little bit nicer. Go ahead and add a little bit of a glue. Add a little bit. There you go. And there it is. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? It's a really nice card. Very encouraging card. And I think one of the reasons we send out those cards is to be encouraging to one another. And this is like the perfect set. So none of these cards say Happy Easter. If you are just tuning in now, these do not say Happy Easter. They are very generic. I'm looking to see here. Oh, thanks, Jess. Jess likes my glue cheat. And she likes the layered cross with the sky paper. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate that kind compliment. Okay, we're going to go on to our last card. And just like before, we are basically kind of copying cards that were made at my stamp camp. This one is so beautiful. I'm really excited to share this one. So this is the card that we made at camp. And if you missed the very beginning, this is a fun fold. Technically, right? So you've got this really great fun flap. This is a really easy fun fold too. So I highly recommend trying this out if you haven't tried this yet. Now we are changing it up a little bit because it's just the nature of the game. We got to make it a little different to go with our crosses, right? So we're going to have some different things in here. We're going to add some different things just to have everything that we need. We're going to start with just a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. This is Lemon Lolly. So it's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to glue down this side because I don't want too much blue on here. I want it to be light and yellow and pretty. So this is going to come down on here just like this, just like a matted layer would do so. Now when we get to our this fun fold piece, right? So this is the fun fold piece on our card kit. you're going to have a piece of white that's going to matte on here, but you also have a piece of vellum. This is the gingham and floral vellum. This is one of the pieces. It's blue, and it just really pops when you actually add it to white cardstock. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to add this down. Now the first thing I like to do with vellum, right, is just kind of hit the middle, because I know it's going to be covered up in that area. So I recommend wherever you know you're going to put a layer over top, go ahead and hit that with some adhesive. You don't have to worry about it showing through. Now, something else you don't have to worry about showing through. This, because it's got color in it, it's not like just plain opaque vellum. You can get away with adding little dots of glue in the corners and it won't show. Like normally with vellum, you put glue down and it sticks out like white deodorant on a black dress, right? You know what I'm talking about? It's just like, whoa, wait a minute. So this is just way nicer, and that little bit of white cardstock just makes these colors pop nicely. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down onto the front flap. So we've got a nice little mat here. The yellows and blues are super springy and pretty. And this is going to come down here onto our card front. So this is the back side. I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive here. And this is going to match top to bottom. So it's going to be full top to bottom, and then you're going to center it. Now you could choose to not center it. That's another option, but we're going to center it. You can kind of flip it over and make sure, like, is it centered? And it's going to open like this. So it opens this way. Now I don't add inserts to my cards, but if you wanted to at home, it would be the same size as the white cardstock that we're using on the front. Would be the perfect matte layer to put inside. At the stamp camp, I'm so kind to all my ladies. We do a lot of extra things. So we do envelopes, we do insides, all the good stuff. This is what it would look like if you chose to add something on the inside, depending on what you're working with. Okay, so you're also getting this nice little rectangle die, and then you're getting this from the Memorable Blooms. We need a little bit more blue in here, right? So you can see different features on this card. We're changing it up. And let me bring in my card, because I haven't shared with you yet the card that we're now making. This one might be my favorite. I really love the spring colors. Now this is the most Eastery card, right? He is risen is our sentiment. And again, I didn't do anything on the inside, so you can kind of just see what we're going to be doing next. So let me go ahead and grab out my scrap paper again, because we're going to need to. We're going to add a little bit of yellow to this rectangle. We're also going to deepen down the blue. Let me grab out my inks for this one. So for ink for this card, I've got Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Balmy Blue, and this is Lemon Lolly. It's such a light color, you can't even read like what it is. Okay, so we're going to bring in Lemon Lolly. Any of these cards that you're using kind of this background sponging on would be really great with like sunrise, sunset colors. Like just picture different blending brushes, creating a different pattern on your background papers. That would be gorgeous, right? So we're just going to add some. We're not going to cover the whole thing. I'm not trying to make a yellow paper. I'm just trying to add a brightness in some of the areas. I want some high and low colors, basically. So that's all we need to do. That was super easy, right? We're going to bring in Balmy Blue, and we're going to just go ahead and sponge down this little leafy die. I love, these are like one of my favorite things. If some set has anything that has like a leaf or a sprig or anything like that, just generic, right? Like I don't have to add a flower. It's just beautiful, and I love using them. It's just super easy. So to darken it down, I just grab some of the ink right from the Balmy Blue, and don't do it like necessarily like everything has to be the same tone. Like do some light, do some dark. When you have those little bits of highs and lows, it really adds a lot to your card too. So there we go. We've got those two pieces done. Now we're going to bring in the Old Olive, and this is the white piece of paper that's in your card kit. And we're going to go ahead and find my stamp. That's what we're going to do first. Don't lose the ribbon. Okay. Old Olive. This is I don't know, this one is really cool. And what's fun about this one is the, it leaves the middle uninked, and it gives you the outline instead. So we're going to just go ahead, Old Olive ink right here. I think my Old Olive needs some re-inking. I feel like it was a little bit dry earlier, so I'm going to just kind of help it to apply a little bit better. But look at how awesome that is. Is that not the coolest? Really like that a lot. All right, so when we die cut it, actually we're going to die cut it because I didn't do one ahead. So we're going to die cut it. We just have to fit this onto here, just however that's going to fit. So let's bring in the die cutting machine really quickly. We're going to die cut one thing together tonight in case I haven't die cut in quite some time with you. So let's do that. I got to decide which way I want my plates to go. There we go. Grab a sip. And we're going to put our top plate on. I'm still working through this cold thing, this cough thing that I've gotten since middle of March. It's just never ending. I am feeling much better though. Okay, so there we go. We die cut that. Probably not die cut really well, but you get the idea. It is die cut, and it's just a really cool because it kind of cuts around that and gives you that whole leafy outline, if you will. All right, let's bring our card back in because we're on to pretty much final assembly. We forgot the sentiment. All right, we've got pecan pie. So I chose pecan pie for the sentiment on this one because I wanted it to be dark enough. I really hemmed and hawed over like mossy meadow. Should I do a balmy blue? Should I do a darker blue? Of course, I didn't want to do black. That's too dark. I didn't want to go espresso. So I chose the pecan pie. He is risen, and it's beautiful because this fits right inside the cross. Like you can see here, it is like one of the coolest things. So I chose this because this would be like a natural tone for wood. And I thought that it would be perfect against the white cross. So, and it just isn't super dark, which is nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and add some, dimensionals, because that's my favorite thing. So we're going to pop a few of them on here, finish this card up. Then we'll take a look at all of the card kits together so you can see what this class looks like. Now, these are similar to cards that I did at Stamp Camp. So you have alternate ideas in case you're not interested in creating cards that have crosses on them. You can definitely, do other things with them as well. This really easy card kits to change up for sure. And they're nice springy colors. So if you're still looking for maybe Mother's Day cards, there are certainly options with these. You just change up your theme a little bit. So I'm just gluing down this balmy blue leaf. We are going to put some more dimensionals on this one too. And don't forget, with your order this week, things are changing a little bit in the Stampin' Up! World, right? So with your order, you're earning your own set of future rewards to use. So you're getting 10%. So every time you order anything over $20, you get 10%. And it's going to sit in an account. So you have to make sure that you opt in to have an account with Stampin' Up! And that's going to start tomorrow afternoon. After they take the whole system down for ordering, it's going to be offline for about 6 hours. I'm thinking 10 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. So that's a chunk of the day, right? So if you want to go online tomorrow night and try to order and see what happens, I would be most excited. And I would love to hear from you too, like how it works, what it looks like. I mean, this is all brand new. Nobody's done this yet. Not here in the States. We haven't done any of this yet. So it's all brand new to us. I'm really excited to see how it works. Fingers crossed, everything goes really well with it. But you'll be able to earn your own Stampin' Rewards that you can use on future orders, which is really nice. You can stack them up and you'll be able to use however many you want, right? So if you want to take $10 off a future order and save 20, you can do it like that. You can take all of it at once, and anything that you have in your cart that you pay over your Stampin' Rewards, you earn more Stampin' Rewards on top of those. So it's a really generous program, and I'm really excited that as customers, you're going to be able to really benefit from that and get all kinds of good stuff that you normally wouldn't when you had to use a host code. So it's going to be a really awesome time. So there we go. There are our card kits. I'm just shoving some things out of the way. This is our card. This one is really pretty and bright and fun. I hope you guys love this one. This is the He Is Risen card. And very similar to our card with the tulips. So pretty, right? The mixed florals. So let's grab out all of our cards one more time so you can see what we made tonight. So I want to know what your favorites are. Of course, I love to know what your favorites are. Let me grab out the pink one. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. And the purple. Oh, I love the purple one. Actually, I love them all. I have a hard time choosing, to be honest. I get them all laid out here and I'm like, oh, but they're all so beautiful. Hopefully you guys are thinking the same. So you can see those all right there. Just gorgeous. It's a beautiful card set. And again, if you're not interested in that, you've got options to add in different elements, right? I know that one's a little bit different than the original. This is a little bit different from the original, and this one as well, because we're choosing, I have chosen some different paper, but you get the idea that you could definitely change that up and make it fun and make it your own, right? So there we go. That is our card class tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have to go find you again. My computer's so crazy. Julie likes the blue and yellow together. I do too, Julie. Good choices. Nice card, blues and yellows. Card 3 is still her. Okay, Jess likes card 3. That's awesome with the sky. Janice says card 4, the yellow. I love that one. I'm glad you guys are liking these cards. That's so great. Now, if you guys have any questions on the new rewards program, please feel free to reach out to me. Tomorrow. You basically are going to have questions probably once they get up and running again, which is going to be closer to dinner time here for us on the East Coast. But again, you needed to opt into, if Stampin' Up! Says, would you like to opt into rewards program? Well, heck yeah, you do. Why would you not want to get them, right? If you don't opt in, you don't get rewards. You're just shopping and spending money. So make sure you get your rewards, opt in. And again, you can opt in under any demonstrator. You can opt in, you can get those rewards. You can use those rewards with any demonstrator. Doesn't, just because you shop with one demonstrator and earn rewards doesn't mean you have to redeem those rewards with that demonstrator. I hope that makes sense. I really wanted to share that information because a lot of demonstrators are saying, don't forget to sign up under me and shop with me. And I get it. I totally get it. But I think it's confusing for people that multi-demonstrator shop. And I wanted to just be really honest that that's not what it's intended to be. It's intended for you to choose how you spend them and how you shop. So, all right. Lori loves the redos. Thanks, Lori. We did it, right? That was so much fun. Saturday was a blast. That was a really big event for me. I'm still recovering and unpacking from it. My next large stamp camp is going to be in New York. It's in July. I think it's I forget what date it is. I think it's the third weekend in July. I'm going to be out near, oh my gosh, I just like drawing blanks left and right today. I'm going to be out in Western New York. Let me just say that. It's in Western New York. I have a schedule. I just can't think. It's near Clarence. It's near Clarence, so check it out. I think it's technically Cheektowaga or no, Williamsville. Ding, 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 Williamsville. It's technically Williamsville, but it's really Clarence, New York. So if anybody's out there watching me that can get there to that stamp camp, I mean, take a drive. Come and join me in July. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll have more details about that soon. But that's my next big event. I'll have some smaller ones at home in between then. But let's get the party started, right? We're going to earn you guys your own rewards. You're going to have so much fun with this. I can't wait. If you want to get this card class from me, no host code. So the 19th near Williamsville. Thank you, Janice. Janice is my secretary. She's going to keep me on track. I might need you to count me down, Janice, so that I don't get behind on prep. All right, that's so awesome. All right, so if you want the card class, any order this week over 45 gets you the 4 card kits. When you bump to 55, first of all, you're getting more in Stampin' Rewards because it's a 10% reward program. And I'm going to throw in a surprise gift too. So, all right, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate your company. I always love spending time with you guys. Let me know if you're watching replay. I appreciate you too. And hi to everybody on YouTube. Until next time, I want you to have a really, really fantastic and blessed Holy Week. Have a beautiful Easter celebration next Sunday. And I will see you on Monday, which is Patriots Day in New England. So I don't have to work on Monday. I'm really excited about that. All right, everybody, have a really great week. I'll see you soon. Take care. Stay inspired. Create something beautiful. Share the love. Bye.